What's up, y'all? This is Al coming at you live with his third Sports Talk video. Gonna mix it up a little different today in today's episodes. I'm bringing in one of my good friends, Dustin, in. He's been one of my good friends for many years now, also a rapper, so go check him out on that Twitter and Instagram and even SoundCloud. Check out his music at Capp, C-A-P-P. Also, something also different, instead of talking about the NFL and football, we're going to mix things up and talk about the Lakers and LeBron and, what they've done and how they could, be better, because he is a Lakers fan, and now that LeBron has joined up, I guess you could say I'm a Lakers fan. I've been a LeBron fan since 2013. Hopped on that bandwagon, so Heat fan, Cavs fan, and now Lakers fan, but, LBJ till DIE. So let's just jump right into it, shall we? So recently, since Christmas, since LeBron had his groin injury, the Lakers are 3-6. I've had some good wins against Dallas, against the upcoming Mavs team, I'd say, and you got Doncic, Dennis Smith Jr., DeAndre, and then you had that easy win at home versus the Pistons. Also, since LeBron's been out, we've also taken like 6 losses, against some good teams. So it really shows what LeBron can bring to the table. And obviously, you've been a Lakers fan for a while now, so you've gone through the ups and downs.
Oh yeah.
So,
absolutely.
Some of the losses we've taken, been to the Kings on a last buzzer beater, but we got our revenge a couple nights later, so that was always good. Had a 14 comeback loss to the OKC Thunder, where Paul George had his homecoming. So Lakers, everyone thought he would come sign to LA. I'm sure you thought he was going to sign LA, and
yeah, it was a disappointment that we didn't. I kind of feel like we missed out on something there, because I feel like now, since we didn't sign him in the offseason, we might have to give up something, because we could have added him without having to give up one of these young guys, and now we're...
now kind of shows that...
If we need to trade for another star, we're going to have to give up some of our young talent for it. So that's, not known, but...
I would agree. Other teams they've lost to, the Knicks, without Porzingis at home, Timberwolves by a huge margin at home, Clippers at home. I mean, essentially, I would say they're both home, because they're both the LA teams. And then recently to the Jazz, where that young spider Donovan Mitchell posterized my main man, JaVale McGee.
And just a second, for anybody wondering why I'm always looking down, my puppy's here.
Yeah, this is Tucker. Tucker, the main man.
He's here too.
I think in order to, for these Lakers to really start popping off, in a sense, to really get things going, they have to play smarter. Obviously, they've only been in the league for 2, 3, 4 years max for some of these guys. And I feel like a lot of them are worrying about making sure they're getting their shots up, scoring the points they need to, or even like padding their stats. We got a great rebounding team, but I see like Josh Hart a lot of times just trying to go for the board like a Russell Westbrook when like he's like a shooter, and I feel like he needs to be like coming into the... like going down the floor and like getting ready for the offense. I mean, like just like that. I mean, you have like Zubac, Tyson Chandler, JaVale McGee, Brandon Ingram, and like Lonzo who can get those boards. And I don't know. I just don't see, him like really needing to contribute in a way like that. Josh Hart trying to pad stats, like I don't think that's necessarily the way it needs to happen. But I think, going into a positive of this, KCP, Caldwell Pope is really stepped up to the plate. I was not a big fan of him. I don't know what you felt, but I was not a big fan in the beginning of the season, and I'm starting to really grow on him, because that dude's been knocking down shots.
Yeah, he's a little bit, he's inconsistent, but he does hit some shots, some good big shots sometimes. So
yeah, he's a good defender too. What I've noticed recently, I'd say he's
very active.
He's got active hands, can get that body in front of the way. I feel like for this team to really climb up into these Western standings and really compete with these top teams like the Warriors and even OKC now, Denver, like I feel like they need to make some trades for some of these big guys. Obviously, we've heard Anthony Davis is a big target. Who would you want the Lakers to go see? Go out and grab.
To go out and grab. I think the key is, well, it depends who we're giving up. I mean, the one I've always will preach, I don't think we should get rid of Kyle Kuzma, because I think he's
no, I agree with that.
A third key piece that will help us. You have LeBron, obviously, with the star, with the majority on his shoulders, and then, we bring in another star, we're still going to want that third player who can sometimes pick it up when those two, can't do it. I think that having Kuzma there would be a great third option. We kind of shop around with the rest of the guys a little bit. Obviously, Lonzo's failed to prove why he should have, been picked when he was picked. But, so, I mean, I think that it will, I think the guys the biggest name I've heard, obviously, is Anthony Davis, as we all know.
For sure, because that dude's a monster scorer and rebounder. So.
Yeah, absolutely. He'd be a great pickup, I think. Like I said, anybody but Kyle Kuzma, I'm perfectly fine with shopping around with, but ultimately it'd be really cool if we could sign him, in the offseason, or you know what I mean, later down the road, if that's an option.
Kind of going off that, I think that the Lakers will try to, send a trade for Anthony Davis, but I don't think the Pelicans will accept it necessarily. I think they're, going to try and send almost like a not their first option trade, but like their third option trade, because, I feel like they have, got a lot of cap room right now, so I feel like they're going to really try and pursue them in the summer, and I think they're going to try and keep some of these young guys later on in the year, even toward the summer, where they can make their trades during the off season. Mm-hmm. I think you're right with Lonzo. I didn't think he would be on the block a few weeks ago, but with his recent play, with Rondo and LBJ out, he's definitely been on the block now. His shooting is not what it could or should be evenly. The only thing that they were remotely keeping around is his defensive and his playmaking ability. Like, his defense, I feel like this year has really stepped it up. He's gone against some of the top guards in the league, and he's held, Kemba Walker to, 12 with really bad shooting. Steph Curry on Christmas, Chris Paul, Russell Westbrook, where he shot, I don't know, like 6 of 20 or something when they had that loss, and Paul George scored 37. But I expect to see Lonzo on the block, as well as Brandon Ingram, Zubac. I feel like he's really stepped up, who has a lot of potential in his rebounding and, offensive putbacks and whatnot. And then Josh Hart as well. I like what you were saying, Dustin, where you were talking about, Kuzma is, I feel like, a key ingredient or essential to the Lakers right now, just because, he is that scorer. He can have those ISOs and knock down majority of those shots, and he can make big-time plays for them. You're definitely right, where they should keep him. Some people that I would like to see the Lakers go pick up, maybe even trades, is maybe some bigger wing guys. I really want to see Rudy Gay with OBJ, but I don't think the Spurs are going to give him up. Some more shooters. I've thought about JR, and then I always refer back to my Cavs loss in the finals with JR, and I'm like, heck no. Heck no, I ain't want round number 2 of that or whatever. But other big names that I've heard on the block, I've heard they might try and go get Chandler Parsons just because of his connections to Tyson Chandler. They played on the Mavs together. I don't know how I feel about that, just because, Chandler has been really injured past several years with his knees, ankles. Yep. He brings veteran experience, and that may be what the team needs in a sense, but they want to limit his minutes, but I'm not really sure. That's a quality signing or trade in a sense, especially if we're giving up some of these young guys who have a lot of potential. And then also Kevin Love, I've also heard on the trade block. I've heard a lot of teams are calling the Cavs right now to try and get that all-star champion. He's a little older now. He's got a big contract that he just signed, so it's going to be hard for the Cavs to move him. Obviously, he has ties to LeBron in LA, but I'm not really sure if we should do that just because of his, salary hit that could take it against the Cavs.
He has a big contract,
He brings good shooting. He can get those boards, but at the same time, we have JaVale grabbing boards, Tyson Chandler grabbing boards, and then Brandon Ingram's averaging, the last 7 games, averaging 19 points and 11 boards itself. So I feel like we're doing pretty good on the points. So we just need a shooter of some kind. So look for the Cavs to be making trades for consistent shooters, because Josh Hart's been missing shots, Lonzo's been missing shots, Ingram's missing shots. Obviously, he's a great finisher at the rim. Obviously, I think that's his specialty in a sense, but look for shooters to be coming your way.
The other thing, too, you got to think about is what is Magic Johnson's, what his vision is for this year particularly, or if he's more looking more for the future. If he's trying to win it this year, then, maybe he wants to do that. But if he's trying to wait, I don't know, it kind of depends what he's, you know what I'm saying? I mean, obviously they're gunning for the playoffs because they have LeBron, who wouldn't? But I don't know if he in his mind is we're gunning for the championship this year, with the team they have, or if
they're in contention right now, but I don't think they're in win it now mode. I mean, obviously next 2 years is kind of a win it now mode, but I feel like this year it's building the chemistry. It's like when Kyrie got traded to the Celtics. Obviously they went to the conference finals, but they weren't there. Obviously they're missing a couple pieces, but they're trying to build that chemistry right now, trying to figure out, okay, who fits where in this lineup, who fits where on this team, what's their role, who's going to show out. So they're going to either stay on the team, or who's not going to, who's going to show out, inconsistently, where we can move you to a team where, you can go play for them, because we don't want you on the team because we need consistent players. A very competitive conference. So I like that. Yeah, I think you're right. I don't think they're going to be in a win now mode this year, especially with LeBron's injury. He's been out too, about to be maybe another week or so. Sooner we can get him back, the better, because that moves us into our net topic of these upcoming games that we have and kind of what needs to happen if we are going to move up in these standings. We got two, I don't want to say easy games, but very winnable games in a sense against his old team, OBJ's old team, the Cavaliers and the Bulls. They're going through a lot of rebuild stages right now, a couple injuries too, so that should make it kind of easy for us. And then after that, maybe LeBron will be on limited minutes or restricted minutes because they play a lot of good teams coming.
So they have Cleveland, Chicago, and then they have OKC, they got Houston, they got the Golden State Warriors, and then they got Minnesota, and then I think they have the Golden State Warriors again a week later, and then they have the Celtics, 76ers. So I mean, they got all kinds of
and we've already plummeted from like the 4th seed in the West to the 8th right now, and if we actually win those games, that'll actually obviously bump us back up, but that will all set us up where, if we get tiebreakers or whatever, we could possibly win those just due to the fact that we didn't lose the series between them.
Yep.
Thanks for watching. Any comments, feedback, much appreciated. Like I said, go check out my boy Capp, Twitter, Instagram, SoundCloud. Go Lakers, go LBJ. Peace out.